A battle for the ages. Spartacus versus Genghis Khan. Who would emerge victorious in a battle between Spartacus and Genghis Khan? It's a question that ignites the imagination, pitting two legendary warriors from vastly different times and cultures against each other. The very idea sends shivers down the spines of history enthusiasts, conjuring images of clashing steel, thundering hooves, and the roar of battle cries echoing across the ages. This is a clash of titans, a meeting of indomitable wills. Spartacus, the gladiator who challenged the might of Rome, versus Genghis Khan, the unifier of the Mongols and the architect of an empire that stretched across continents. Their stories, though separated by centuries, resonate with timeless themes of courage, ambition, and the pursuit of freedom. But how would these legendary figures fare against each other on the field of battle? Spartacus, the gladiator who dared to defy Rome. Spartacus, a name whispered with reverence and fear, embodies the spirit of rebellion against tyranny. Born into a world of brutality and oppression, Spartacus was condemned to the life of a gladiator. Forced to fight for the entertainment of Roman crowds, he endured grueling training and faced death in the arena. But Spartacus was no mere entertainer. He yearned for freedom, not just for himself, but for all those who suffered under Rome's iron grip. In 73 BC, he ignited the flames of revolt, leading his fellow gladiators in a daring escape from their prison in Capua. This act of defiance sparked a slave uprising that would shake the Roman Republic to its core. Spartacus, though thrust into the role of a general, proved to be a brilliant tactician. He understood the power of mobility, employing guerrilla warfare to outmaneuver and exhaust the legions sent to crush his rebellion. His victories, improbable and inspiring, transformed a band of escaped slaves into a force capable of challenging the greatest military power of the ancient world. Genghis Khan, the unifier and architect of an empire. Genghis Khan, born Temujin, rose from humble beginnings to become one of history's most influential figures. He unified the nomadic tribes of the Mongolian steppe, forging them into a formidable fighting force. His leadership, characterized by discipline, strategic brilliance, and a ruthless pragmatism, enabled him to conquer a vast empire that stretched from the Pacific Ocean to Eastern Europe. Genghis Khan's military genius lay in his mastery of horsemanship and his innovative use of cavalry tactics. His warriors, mounted on hardy steeds and armed with composite bows, could cover vast distances and strike with devastating speed and precision. He understood the importance of logistics and intelligence, employing a sophisticated courier system and incorporating skilled engineers and scholars into his ranks. Under Genghis Khan's rule, the Mongols, once a fragmented people, became a force that reshaped the political and cultural landscape of Eurasia. His empire, though built on conquest, fostered trade, cultural exchange, and a degree of religious tolerance that was remarkable for its time. The art of war guerrilla warfare versus mounted conquest. Spartacus and Genghis Khan, both masters of warfare, employed vastly different approaches to achieving their goals. Spartacus, facing a superior enemy in terms of numbers and equipment, relied on guerrilla tactics. He understood the importance of choosing his battles, striking swiftly and decisively before melting back into the Italian countryside. His army, comprised of escaped slaves from diverse backgrounds, fought with a ferocity born of desperation and the desire for freedom. Genghis Khan, in contrast, commanded a vast and disciplined army that excelled in open warfare. His cavalry, unmatched in speed and maneuverability, could outflank and overwhelm their opponents with a storm of arrows. The Mongols were masters of psychological warfare, employing terror tactics and siege warfare to break the will of their enemies. Both leaders understood the importance of logistics and intelligence. Spartacus, despite his limited resources, managed to arm and feed his army, often relying on captured Roman supplies. Genghis Khan, on the other hand, established a sophisticated courier system that allowed him to communicate effectively across his vast empire and gather intelligence on his enemies. Clash of Titans. Imagining the battlefield. Imagine, if you will, a vast plain stretching beneath a cloudless sky. The air, thick with anticipation, hums with the murmur of thousands. On one side, the disciplined ranks of Genghis Khan's Mongol cavalry, their banners snapping in the wind, their armor gleaming in the sun. On the other, the ragtag army of Spartacus, A mix of escaped slaves, gladiators, and freedmen, their faces hardened by years of hardship, their eyes burning with the fire of defiance. The drums of war begin to beat, a primal rhythm that sets the blood pounding in their veins. The tension is palpable, the silence broken only by the snorting of horses and the whisper of the wind through the tall grass. This is a battle for the ages, a clash of civilizations, a test of will between two of history's most iconic warriors. Strengths and weaknesses. A question of terrain and tactics. In a direct confrontation on an open battlefield, Genghis Khan's cavalry would hold a significant advantage. Their mobility, combined with their archery skills, would allow them to dictate the terms of engagement, harassing Spartacus's forces from a distance while avoiding close-quarters combat where the Romans excelled. However, Spartacus was a master of adapting to his circumstances. He might attempt to negate the Mongols' advantage in cavalry by choosing a battlefield that favored his infantry, such as a densely wooded area or a mountain pass. This would force the Mongols to dismount, negating their superior mobility and forcing them to fight on more even terms. Furthermore, Spartacus's gladiatorial training and his experience in leading men in desperate situations should not be underestimated. His charisma and his ability to inspire his followers to feats of extraordinary courage could prove to be a decisive factor, especially if the battle were to drag on and the Mongols were unable to achieve a swift victory. The verdict, a legacy of courage and conquest. Declaring a definitive victor in this hypothetical battle is a task fraught with complexity. Both Spartacus and Genghis Khan were exceptional leaders who overcame tremendous odds to achieve their goals. They were masters of strategy, logistics, and the art of inspiring their followers. Ultimately, the outcome of such a battle would depend on a multitude of factors, including the terrain, the weather, the morale of the troops, and even a degree of luck. Perhaps it is best to appreciate these two historical titans for their unique strengths and legacies, acknowledging that a clash between them would be a spectacle for the ages, a battle for the ages. Beyond the battlefield enduring legacies of rebellion and rule, while the hypothetical battle between Spartacus and Genghis Khan captures the imagination, it is crucial to remember that their true legacies extend far beyond the battlefield. Spartacus, though ultimately defeated by Rome, became a symbol of resistance against oppression, his name echoing through the centuries as an inspiration to those who fight for freedom and justice. Genghis Khan, the architect of an empire, left an indelible mark on the world. His conquests reshaped the political map of Eurasia, facilitating trade and cultural exchange. His legal code, the Yasa, promoted religious tolerance and provided a framework for governance that influenced Mongol successors for generations. The power of inspiration. Spartacus and Genghis Khan in modern memory. The stories of Spartacus and Genghis Khan continue to captivate and inspire us today. They are figures of legend, their exploits immortalized in literature, film, and popular culture. Spartacus represents the indomitable spirit of those who fight for freedom, while Genghis Khan embodies the ambition and strategic brilliance that can reshape the destiny of nations. Their stories remind us that even in the face of overwhelming odds, courage, determination, and a belief in a cause can achieve extraordinary things. They challenge us to examine our own values, to question authority, and to strive for a better world. What if? A final thought experiment. As we conclude our exploration of these two historical titans, let us leave you with one final thought. What if, instead of facing each other in battle, Spartacus and Genghis Khan had the opportunity to meet, to share their stories, their philosophies, and their dreams? Would they have found common ground in their experiences as outsiders, as leaders who challenged the established order? Or would their differences, their contrasting approaches to warfare and governance, have proven too great to bridge? It is a question that sparks the imagination, inviting us to ponder the nature of leadership, the complexities of history, and the enduring power of human connection. A timeless question, an enduring debate. The hypothetical clash between Spartacus and Genghis Khan serves as a reminder of the enduring fascination we have with history, with the lives of those who came before us, and with the timeless questions of power, courage, and destiny. While we may never know for certain who would have prevailed in a battle between these two legendary figures, The very act of imagining such an encounter enriches our understanding of their legacies and invites us to engage in a dialogue about their impact on the world. Ultimately, the question of who would win in a battle between Spartacus and Genghis Khan is not one that can be definitively answered. It is a question that will likely be debated for generations to come, a testament to the enduring power of their stories and the enduring fascination we hold for these two remarkable historical figures.